Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I know we still have a few people trickling in. We are so happy to have you celebrating Shabbat with us tonight. Whether you're here in person or joining us on the live stream, I'm Rabbi Rachel Schmelkin, and
I'm Cantor Suzanne Hamstra.
And you're on our journey tonight with us, and we're on a journey with you. And so before we dive into prayer together, I will invite you all to get to know somebody near you, maybe someone that you've never met before, hopefully someone that you've never met before. Wait, don't start. I have a question. I have a starting question. The question is, and this is because well, I guess if we have some Virginians here, then maybe school already started this past week. Is that true? No? Yes? Or the week before? Okay. Well, my children, my son, my oldest child goes to kindergarten on Monday, which I kind of can't believe. And I'm thinking a lot about this time that we're in of going back to school. And so my question for you tonight to talk to each other about is, what is an important lesson that you've learned from somebody in your life? Or it could be a tangible skill. And who did you learn it from? An important lesson or skill that you learned and who you learned it from. And I'll give you like 1 minute longer than usual because I know this is a deep question. Ready, go.
Don't worry if you haven't finished your conversation. You can continue after the service.
We'll invite you to open your prayer books to page 12. And, just a reminder, if this is your first time in a synagogue or your first time in a synagogue in a long time, and all of this feels like a little bit scary, or you're not sure about the Hebrew, you can sing with us on Yai Lai Lai. You can just contemplate the beautiful readings in the prayer book.
If you want to sing but you don't know the melody, if you know a different melody, make something up and we'll call it a harmony. Of Shabbat and breathe out songs of praise on page 16. Zamru l'Adonai bechino. Page 17. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu. Romemu, Romemu, Romemu Adonai Eloheinu. kadosh Adonai Eloheinu, ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu, romemu, romemu, romemu Adonai Eloheinu, ve'ishtachavu lahadom raglav kadosh hu, romemu, romemu, romemu Adonai Eloheinu, ve'ishtachavu lehar kodesho, ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu, ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu. So I like that excitement. So I've been taking a class this summer, a Musar class, and Musar is a practice of Jewish ethics and study about our inner character traits and kind of being our best and most balanced selves for how we show up in the world. That's like the 2-second version of what it is. And in my class at the start of it this week, the teacher said that she was going to like lead us through a meditation, and she invited us to turn our cameras off and to mute ourselves and to close our eyes. And I thought to myself, this would be a great time for me to get through some emails. And then I thought, like, that's a problem, Rachel. Like, you're in the class, you need to do the meditation. Like, you should not feel that much stress and so rushed that you want to use this 5-minute meditation time to get through a few more emails. And so I think all of that is to say, here we are on Shabbat. Good for all of us in this room that we've made it a priority to slow down and to take a breath and to not just obsess over our emails or whatever other things are on our to-do list. And so I invite you to just, like, even if it feels hard, to like turn that brain off and to feel like you're not being productive right now, just take a breath and try and just slowly let that feeling of rest and relaxation come in as we turn to page 20, where we'll be singing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9.
Could I have the pick, rather?
Yes, you may have the pick. And we'll rise on the last verse and when we get to the last verse. Again, page 20. Lecha dodi lirat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi lirat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor vezachor beribor echad, hishmianu el hamyuchad, Adonai echad ushmo echad, l'shemo tiferet velitehila. Lecha dodi lirat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi lirat kala penei Shabbat nekabela.
Verse 2.
Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki mekor haberacha, merosh mikedem nesucha, l'shemo tiferet velitehila. Lecha dodi lirat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi lirat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Hit
כי בעורך קומי אורי, אורי אורי שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. בואי בשלום עצרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
We remain standing for our call to worship, the Baruch Hu, on page 28.
La la la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. ברכו את אדוני המבורך, ברוך אדוני המבורך, לעולם ועד. יאי לילה, יאי לילה, יאי לילה, יאי לילה, יאי לילה, We turn now to page 30 and offer this interpretive prayer of Ma'ariv Aravim, our blessing for the one who brings on the evening. It may not be dark just yet, but we know that it's coming soon, and we know that it's a reminder of the wonder of creation, the magic and majesty of this world around us. And so we take this moment to appreciate that beauty and that gift. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. For day, day turns to night, roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'ma'ariv aravim.
Join me in the English on the top of page 33. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery.
Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai echad. Baruch Shem kevod malchuto leolam va'ed.
We can be seated as we turn to page 36.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
I invite you to actually read the English of Eahafta with me on 36, right underneath the Hebrew transliteration. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Take to heart these instructions with which I charge you this day. Impress them upon your children. Recite them when you stay at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you get up. Bind them as a sign on your hand, and let them serve as a symbol on your forehead. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Thus you shall remember to observe all my commandments and to be holy to your God. I am Adonai your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Adonai your God. We turn to our prayer for freedom, Mi Chamocha, on page 40.
Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. Nora חוקי הים לפני משה ומרים, זה אלי ענו ואמרו, זה אלי ענו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. נורא תהילו עושה, נורא תהילו עושה, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Read with me at the top of 43. We're going to sing these words in a moment, but I want to read the whole poem because it's so beautiful. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may go down in peace and rise up, waiting to do your will.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkiveinu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkiveinu leshalom. Ve'ha'amidenu shomreinu lechayim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Hashkiveinu and Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkiveinu peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
We continue on the next page, 44, with our prayer for Shabbat.
V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, la'asot et HaShabbat v'dorotam berit olam. Beini ubein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et ha'aretz. Shavat vayinafash. God rested and was restored. God rested and God was literally in the Hebrew resold. Resold. That God's soul came back because of that rest. May we carry that rest into our Amidah and find that connection to our souls again this Shabbat. Please rise on page 46. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'koneh HaKol, Ve'zocher Chasdei Avot V'imahot, U'mevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. Please be seated. We read together at the top of page 55 this blessing for Shabbat. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh haShabbat.
So I get to come down here now for everyone's favorite part of the service, except for the sermon, obviously, to hear about the wonderful, joyous simchas that have happened in your week or in the last couple of weeks. Wow, and we already have a hand, and you all know that I get very stressed out about not getting to everybody, so this could go on for a while. Yes?
I saw Jeannie passing by, and I saw Harriet at the coffee shop.
So you ran into, Harriet came to your coffee shop where you work, amazing, and you ran into Jeannie?
Yes.
I love a good bump into. I really do, yes. Oh, you have one too?
I do.
Please.
A little bit different.
Okay.
I actually came back from vacation not long ago, and I missed a few Shabbats, so I really needed the Shabbat tonight to see friends who I haven't seen in a while, and some friends who I see on a regular basis.
First time back in a few weeks, and we missed you. We missed you.
I really missed you guys.
Tony.
Well, I'm seeing us build a community here, right? That's our goal, to build a community here. And tonight I'm hanging out with my mom, my good friend Howard and my good friend Madison and enjoying this great event. So thank you.
Oh, I love that your joyous moment is this service that we're in. Thank you. Wow. Okay.
And the sermon, of course.
Right. We haven't heard it yet, so Harriet.
Okay, after a summer of carpooling and entertaining grandchildren, and the highlight of our week was that we went to Georgetown twice and they could meet Madison. The other highlight belongs.
So another highlight for a visit to Biddy and Bo's in Georgetown. It is very good coffee. I can speak to experience.
To Elliot, I got to taste the iced hot chocolate. There you go.
Iced hot chocolate.
God, it was, and my Simca is school starts Monday.
And you're free. Harriet is free from her grandchildren, and school starts Monday. Okay, I'm going to come over here a little and then back to here. Okay.
Ken had his 81st birthday yesterday.
Happy
and
birthday.
Our 4 children who are all over the country joined in a Zoom birthday call.
Oh, the beauty of technology. 81st birthday in the Zoom with all the family.
Ad
Yes.
120 or ad 120.
You what?
To 120.
You applied to graduate school. Mazel tov. That's awesome. Oh, yes. Your 2-year wedding anniversary. That's awesome. Mazel tov. Wow. Oh my gosh. It's so many. Okay, yes, Steve. Yes.
My sister from California came out to join us.
Oh, welcome for family visiting. That's wonderful. I've completely forgotten Modim Anachnu Lach. Can we do it retroactively? Just do it a loud
One big
one.
blanket one.
Modim Anachnu Lach. Yes.
I just finished attending the International Jewish Genealogy Conference in Philadelphia, and it was fantastic.
The International Jewish Genealogy Conference in Philadelphia. It was fantastic. I didn't even know that existed.
People from 16 different countries.
Wow. 16 different countries. Amazing.
And she discovered there that her husband is related through 11 cousins and 16 removals to William Penn.
Wow. Okay, so you find Steve and Eva after services, and they can tell you the whole genealogy situation.
But we'll say
yes.
Modim Anachnu.
Modim Anachnu Lach. Thank you.
I was reminded over here that me and my wife celebrated our 4th wedding anniversary.
Oh, wonderful. 4th wedding anniversary. Mazel tov. Okay, and okay, Modim Anachnu. I cannot tonight. Okay.
My mom overcame a bout of pneumonia.
Oh, wow.
Her birthday on our cruise with a family of 12 people.
We're so glad that you're okay.
Modim Anachnu Lach for good health.
My mother and Jed's grandmother turned 90 this week.
Wow, of 90th birthday. Modim Anachnu Lach. And we will join in our blessing.
On page 59 at the bottom. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha, ulecha na'eh lehodot. We have so many smachot to celebrate. And of course, we hope that these smachot, these joys, bring peace to our lives and help us to be agents of peace in this world. And so we join together on page 60 for Shalom Rav. Sorry, here. Page 60. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov beinecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה לעולם. ברוך אתה אדוני, המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום.
We'll take a few moments to speak the words of our hearts or to look through our prayer book and find words that speak to you inside it.
שפתי מדבר מרמה אלוהי Elohai, my God, protect my lips from lies. Strengthen my will to live my life in your light, Elohai. Petach libi b'toratecha ובמצוותיך תרדוף נפשי אלוהי, אלוהי. Deepen my heart where I find you, so I may live my life in peace. Elohai, Elohai, nitzor lishoni meira uspatai medaber mirma Elohai, 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 Elohai. Amen. We turn to page 259 for a prayer for Israel.
Every week it breaks our hearts a little bit more to see the violence and destruction, that we're still not in a place of peace, that we know that Israelis are suffering, that Palestinians are suffering. And sometimes all we have are the prayers like Avinu Shabbat And so I'll invite you to read these words with me. O Heavenly One, protector and redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love. Spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Amen. So this week, without disclosing anything that shouldn't be disclosed, I had a really powerful conversation with people from 2239, a kind of private group conversation where people really, really opened up about mental health struggles that they have been through personally, that they've seen others go through. And it was a really good reminder for me how important it is that we talk about it and that we name it, because so many people go through it, and so many people, even in that small group, had a shared experience of having gone through it. And so it just so happened that this week, Rabbi Evan Schultz, who you hear me read a lot of poems from him now, he writes and he posts them on Facebook, and they're just beautiful. And he wrote one this week with the title, For Those Struggling. And I wanted to read this before we go into our healing prayer this evening. Here's what he wrote. Sometimes we may feel like the lone candle, enduring the flurries of the harshest winds, resisting the gusts again and again, protected only by the walls of the pit where we have gone to cry and to scream, to fear and to despair, and find some needed rest. When then a gentle hand reaches down and places a second flame next to our own, now just enough light to see our cracked souls reflect in the glow of the candle alongside ours, and each day forward, the hand places another quiet candle there with us in the pit, until together we see we are broken and whole in the depths of the pit and the source of earth's most real and beautiful light. And so, as we come to our prayer of healing, we think of those who are in physical need of healing, but we also think of those who are in need of healing spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. And this evening, our community is praying for healing for Reese Balamachi, Norman Beckman, Nathan Ben Esther, Norma Fetter, Roberta Galler, Marvin Galler, Howard Clow, Benson Klein, Roberta Krasner, Alan Levine, Joe Millstone, Judy Oppenheim, Malka Bat Sarah, Edna Searles, Stuart Scher, and Betsy Small.
If there is another name that you are holding in your heart for one in our community, one of your loved ones in need of healing of mind, body, or spirit, I ask that you share their name aloud as my eyes meet yours. If you say their name at the same time as someone else, I am certain God can hear us all at the same time. But follow up with us and make sure that we know that you're okay and you have what you need as well. for all the names we shared aloud, and for all the names we hold in our hearts, we join together on page 253. Mi sheberach avoteinu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
I hope you all can hear how beautifully you sing together. It's really, really so lovely. So I spent last weekend in my hometown, Cincinnati, Ohio. And anytime I travel there, memories rush back, especially as I drive around familiar suburban streets where I still don't need a GPS all these years later. How many of you grew up somewhere else and can relate to this experience? Okay, so it's a lot of us. So as I drove, I passed my childhood dance studio where Miss Marcia taught me how to kickball change. I can do it for you later. And how to walk onto a stage with confidence and pride. I drove by my day camp bus stop where counselors showed me how we could fill a sweaty, hot 45-minute bus ride in both directions with humor and song. I drove into my dad's garage where our insect exterminator, Chuck, taught me more than I ever wanted to know about spiders. Did you know that you should always dump out your shoes if they've been sitting in the basement or garage for a long time? Some yeses here. Also, Chuck later consulted with me about a Manhattan apartment cockroach problem, but I'll spare you the details of that. You can ask me about that at the Oneg after I show you my ball change. I drove by restaurants and coffee shops where I sat with my beloved rabbi and mentor, Sissy Kuran, Zichrona Livracha, as a young rabbinical student to ask her questions and seek her advice. So much learning from so many people in so many places. It's no wonder that as I studied this week's Torah portion, Akev, surrounded by childhood trinkets and old camp collages, the following verses caught my eye. Therefore, impress these, my words, upon your very heart. Bind them as a sign upon your hand, and let them serve as a symbol on your forehead, and teach them to your children, reciting them when you stay at home, and when you are away, when you lie down, and when you get up. Sound familiar? I read these words and began to chant to myself, Vishinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam. From the Ve'ahavta. We're going to stop there. We'll do that a few times. From the Ve'ahavta, which we chanted earlier in our service. But then I quickly realized that those familiar words, Vishinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam, occur in last week's Torah portion. So what was going on? Of course, I knew. My rabbinical school professors would not be proud. I read the Parsha in English. I should have, at the very least, tracked the Hebrew as I read each verse. When I moved my eyes to the Hebrew side of the page, I saw that, in fact, the verse does not say, I promise this is the last time, Vishinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam. Repeat them or impress them on your children, but rather, V'limadatem otam et b'nechem l'daber bam. V'limadatem otam et b'nechem, and teach them to your children. So instead of the word vishinantam, to repeat or impress, we find the word v'limadatem. The letters lamed, mem, dalet are the root letters of the word limadatem, which means to teach. This word appears for the first time in the book of Deuteronomy, the book of Torah that we are in right now. And it does not appear in, and let's see if you know them in order, Genesis, Exodus, Numbers, or Leviticus. Okay? And more than that, this root appears 17 times in the book of Deuteronomy. And Cantor Hamstra knows all of these really well. So, for example, this root shows up towards the end of Deuteronomy when Moses recites a poem and instructs everybody to learn it and teach it to the people of Israel. This kind of repetition, now my rabbinical school professors would be very proud of me. This kind of repetition and the varied uses of the word throughout the Bible signal a special and expansive focus on education. It's not just parents who have a responsibility to teach children, and it's not only children who need to learn. Rabbi Jonathan Sachs goes as far as to say that Deuteronomy's focus on what he calls universal education was completely unique in the ancient world. He writes that Jews became the people whose heroes were teachers, whose citadels were schools, and whose passion was study and the life of the mind. So I have a Talmudic story for you about a rabbi named Rabbi Prida. Okay? Can you say that? Rabbi Prida? Rabbi Prida once had a student who struggled to grasp the lessons he was taught. He did not understand after the first time, not after the second time, not even after the third time. Every lesson required 400 repetitions before the student could grasp the material. One day during the student's lesson, another rabbi interrupted Rabbi Prida to ask for his help on a matter as soon as the lesson concluded. After the interruption, Rabbi Prida proceeded with the lesson as usual, but after the 400th repetition, Rabbi Prida's student was still confused. Oi, right? What happened, my dear student? It seems you're having trouble today, Rabbi Prida asked. The student responded, after the interruption, I couldn't stop wondering, will my teacher get up now? Will my teacher have to leave? What if we don't get to finish the lesson? I was so distracted by this worry that I couldn't pay attention. Rabbi Prida looked at his student affectionately and said to him, pay attention this time. I will not leave you. I will teach you until you have fully mastered the learning. Rabbi Prida went on to teach the lesson another 400 times. Suddenly, a divine voice called out from heaven with a reward for Rabbi Prida. Rabbi Prida, would you like 400 years added to your life? Or would you like for the rest in your generation to merit the world to come? Rabbi Prida responded immediately, I would like for the rest of my generation to merit the world to come. God heard this response and called out to the angels, give Rabbi Prida's generation the world to come as he requested, and give him 400 more years. What does this story come to teach us? That our ancient rabbis understood the great importance and honor owed to wise and patient teachers. Who comes to mind as you think about wise and patient teachers? I asked a similar question on Facebook this week, which I don't normally do, but I was curious to know what friends of mine have learned from important people in their lives. Doug told me that he learned about tzedakah, charity, from older friends who helped him when he was in need. Lori shared that her grandmother taught her that if she doesn't take care of herself, she won't be able to take care of others. Ellen wrote that the babysitter she hired to care for her children taught her a lot about the importance of flexibility in life. Benjamin wrote that his mentor and business partner taught him that it's possible to be satisfied with having enough and doing enough. Anna told a story about her high school softball coach who taught her to want to win, but that she should not view losing as a failure. What do you have in your heart to teach? What wisdom can you share? What would people in your life say they've learned from you? Rabbi Yochanan once said, "One who studies the Torah but does not teach it is like a myrtle in the wilderness whose fragrance is wasted." Each of us, every single one of us, has Torah to teach, even her. Each of us has life lessons to share. We are a people of teachers and students. We are the people of the book. So as summer fades to fall and students return to school, let us remember that all of us are teachers, that all of us are students, and that through our learning and our teaching, we bring blessings into this world. Shabbat shalom. We rise for Aleinu on page 282.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
We can be seated. We take some time to think about those who are no longer with us, the people that are in our hearts and in our minds, no matter the time of year or the time of day. in our community, we are remembering those who died at this season in years past. Selma Abraham Miller, Minnie Abramowitz, Beatrice O. Abramson, Beatrice Edelman, Nicholas Adler, Robbie Banker, Harvey Barsha, Ruth Basson, Dorothy Sonneborn Bennett, Mo Besson, Joseph H. Bibbin, Isidore E. Block, Catherine L. Bressler, Nathan Berman, Ellie Chiat, Abe Cohen, Jack L. Derzavis, Augusta Desoff, Robert Deutsch, Andrew R. Freeman, Elsia Klein Glosserman, William Glover, Sophia Ruth Gluckstein, Sarah Goldberg, Harry I. Graceman, Gerald D. Grosner, Abner Grover, Dora Guben, Stanley M. Haz, Estelle P. Herzog, Nissan Hess, Esther Boxer Horn, Claire E. Kaplan, Gertrude Kasten, Lee S. Kaufman, Clara W. Kearns, Dorothy Kipnis, Ann Klein, Alvin A. Kraft, Warren S. Creedman, Herbert Lane, Maisie Lynn Laskin, Francis Lux Legum, John Simmons Levitt, Sue M. Levy, A. E. Lichtman, Florence Molaski, Benjamin Samuel Meyer, David Milestone, Selma Abraham Miller, Sarah Mopsick, Julius S. Neviasser, Sylvia Orkind, Alfred Pasternak, Luis Perlman, Harold Pollen, Sheldon Polster, Sylvia Post, Arthur Riven, Melvin Friedman, Richard Driesenstock. And we remember, Robbie Banker, Leonard Safran, Rose Safran, Samuel L. Samuel, Henrietta S. Saperstein, Anne Klein, Basil A. Schiff, Joseph Schiffman, Gertrude M. Schloss, Jakin Shapiro, Greg A. Sherman, William Sinker, Marie Sinker, Arthur Henry Stein, Dwight Glover, Ruth Cohen, Ida Stone, Edwin G. Warren, Frida Wender, Malka Wolf, Bernard Buddy Wool, Irving Jurgen. And we remember those recently laid to rest. Louis Glickfield, John Joseph Walsh, Hallie Zalkin, Robert Bonifant, Shirley Beek, Eleanor Stork, Benjamin Mandel, Herbert Abloh, and Barbara Asher. And there are a number of names written in here. It's a little hard to tell which section they go in, so I'm going to read them. I don't know if they're yard sites or recently laid to rest. Melvin Siegel, Ron Rappaport, Joel R. Schwartz, Dwight Glover, Eleanor F. Friedman. If I mispronounced one of these names, if I categorized your loved one in the wrong place, if you have another name to share, please feel free to say it aloud. And better yet, come find me or Cantor Hamster at the Oneg and tell us who this person was to you, maybe something that they taught you in your life, and help us get to know a person who meant so much to you. We rise as one community on page 294. Yitgadal, Biyikadash, Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma Divrach Urite, V'yamlich Malchute, V'chayechon, V'yomechon, Uvchaye Dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala, Uvizman Kariv, Ve'imru Amen, Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Leolam Ulamei Almaya, Yitbarach, V'yishtabach, V'yitpa'ar, V'yitramam, V'yitnaseh, V'yithadar, V'yit'aleh, V'yithalal, Shemei Dekudashah, Barichu, La'elam, Min Kol, Birchata, V'shirata, Tushbachata, V'nechamata, Da'amin Ran, Ve'alma, Ve'imru, Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba, Min Shemaya, V'chayim, Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imru, Amen. Osei Shalom, B'imromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, Amen. Zichronam livracha, may all of their memories be for a blessing. We can say amen.
Amen.
We can be seated.
Unless, of course, your name is Kimberly Vogel.
You're up. And that, you can use that microphone.
Of our board
No, you do, 'cause you're
of
for the live
directors,
stream.
and
They can't hear you.
I was going to introduce myself, but
amazing,
that's
amazing,
great.
wonderful
Shabbat
human.
shalom.
Wait, it's not on. It's not on. Sorry, I'm sorry. Okay, here.
I'm loud though.
Okay, are we good? All right. Oh, it is on. I'm wrong.
My name is Kimberly Vogel. We have some wonderful opportunities to engage with Washington Hebrew in the coming weeks. This Wednesday at 7 p.m., there will be a conversation with Israeli hostage families here at Temple. Saturday services go back to 10:30 a.m. next weekend, August 31st. On September 6th, Washington Hebrews 2239 will have a Metro Minion at the DCJCC at 6:30 p.m. On September 13th, will be our Welcome Home Shabbat. Please join us for Shabbat services here at 6 p.m. I'll be here, so come. It'll be fun. Washington Hebrew will host the Amram Scholar Series, Amir Tibon, The Gates of Gaza, with special guest Susan Glasser on Sunday, September 22nd at 7 p.m., also here at Temple. Take a copy of this week with you and use the QR code for more information or visit our website. Every Shabbat, we increase our joy by reciting Kiddush. This is a moment when we remember the miracle of the Exodus and celebrate our freedom. At Washington Hebrew Congregation, we also use this moment in our service to remember Cammie Lauren Nathanson and the power each person has to make an impact in our community and to change the world for the better. As we celebrate the milestone bat mitzvah of Emily Miller, we invite her to the bima, along with the children who are present tonight, to come forward and lead us in the Kiddush. May the vision of these young people give us strength, pride, and hope in a brighter future.
Amen.
So now I saw some of the kids, they're ready. They're like, my juice is here. It's time for juice. Come on up for your juice. All right. You are not too old.
This is for you. You can hold it. Yeah, you can hold it.
You're going to have some juice?
All right. Go for it.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri hagafen.
Amen.
Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who finding favor with us, sanctified us with mitzvot. In love and favor, you made the holy Shabbat our heritage as a reminder of the work of creation. As first among our sacred days, it recalls the exodus from Egypt. You chose us and set us apart from the peoples. In love and favor, you have given us your holy Shabbat as an inheritance. Praise to you, Adonai, who sanctifies Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-Shabbat.
Amen. And we'll chant this together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila lemikrae kodesh, zecher litziat mitzrayim. Ki banu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim ve'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-Shabbat. L'chaim. I recommend drinking that all the way down because that cup is yours to keep, and I don't want you to spill apple juice all over yourself. Or maybe, I think it was supposed to be grape juice, but this tastes like apple juice to me. I don't know.
Well, we just want to know you weren't telling her to drink a whole glass of wine down. That's all. So
It's juice. It's juice. Can we
I can use this.
actually wait before we do that? Lucy, as the sister of our bat mitzvah, would you please hold up this challah? I can
Do you
take
not
that.
want your juice? I can.
We can take that. From
Yeah. I can
All
take
right.
that.
Would you hold this up so everyone can see? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avon. And we are going to hand this challah over to Sophie so that she can get it ready for all of us to eat. Thank you, Sophie.
And then you're gonna squish
huddle up
together under my
close.
tallis.
Huddle up close, like you like each other, for a special Shabbat blessing. And if any of our kids maybe didn't come up but are sitting with their parents, maybe parents hug your child extra close as we offer this blessing. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May God's light shine upon you and be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God show God's face to you, and may God grant you peace. And together we say, Amen. And we cannot wait to celebrate with the Millers in just over a week from tomorrow morning. And you can all go have a seat.
And we will.
I love the enthusiasm.
I know, it's a clappy group tonight.
It is.
So
it is.
We are going to close. You can clap along to this to this closing song of Shalom Aleichem, which you can find on page 324. But let Cantor Hamster start the beat before you decide how it goes.
We're on page 324, I believe. 323.
No. 323. Yep.
Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Nila Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Nila Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitchem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Shabbat Shalom. We'll see you at the
Shabbat
Oneg.
Shalom.